The United States built the machine, but Israel turned it into a monster. While the world debates if the F-35 is worth the cost, in the Middle East they already have the answer. They have hacked, modified, and armed the most expensive plane in history to create the ultimate predator. Today I present to you the 10 reasons why Israel's F-35s are one step ahead of the United States. But wait, before seeing these forbidden upgrades, make sure to subscribe, activate the bell, and smash the like button. Now let's start the engines. Number 10. The open source code. The basis of all this power begins with something that no other ally of the United States has ever achieved. Israel has total control over the plane's digital brain, what in the military world they call the source code, while countries like England or Japan have to wait for Lockheed Martin engineers in Texas to send them an update if something fails. The experts of the Israeli Air Force can open the system and modify it themselves. This is vital because it allows them to install their own security patches and combat algorithms. So far in this year 2026, this has served for the plane to adapt in hours to the new radar signals that appear on the northern border, maintaining invisibility at levels that the original models simply cannot reach. But having control of the code is useless if the pilot cannot use it quickly. Look what they did with the screen in the next spot. Number 9. The proprietary combat interface. Israel did not settle for the operating system the plane brought from the factory. They installed a layer of their own software on top of the American one, creating an interface that is much more intuitive for their pilots. This improvement allows the plane to process local intelligence data in real time, connecting with spy satellites that only Israel has in orbit. During the tactical missions of January of this year, it was seen how this interface helped pilots identify camouflaged targets between civil buildings with amazing speed, filtering visual noise and showing only what is a real threat. It is like going from using an old computer to a state-of-the-art supercomputer in mid-flight. Seeing the enemy is incredible, but leaving them totally blind is much better. Number 8. Local electronic warfare. Here is where things get truly interesting. The F-35 Adir carries locally manufactured electronic warfare equipment capable of blinding enemy radars before they realize there is something in the air. While the standard model uses the ASQ-239 system from BAE Systems, Israel needed something more aggressive to counter the Russian S-300 and S-400 missiles that abound in the region. That is why they integrated a modular system developed by Elizra that functions like a digital parasite. This system not only jams but records the exact frequency of the enemy radar, analyzes it on board, and creates a specific counter signal in milliseconds to cancel it out. It is not just about hiding, but attacking the enemy's nervous system. This year, 2026, cases have been reported where very advanced anti-aircraft defense systems went crazy, showing hundreds of false targets on their screens while the real Adir passed over them like a ghost. The Israelis have achieved making their plane a digital black hole that absorbs and destroys any radio signal that tries to locate it. Number 7. Conformal fuel tanks. One of the biggest problems of the normal F-35 is that if you want to go far, you have to hang gas tanks on the wings that make it visible to radar. Israel solved this by designing conformal tanks that stick to the body of the plane without damaging its aerodynamic profile or its invisibility. The engineering challenge was brutal, since these tanks had to be coated with the same absorbent metamaterials as the fuselage to avoid creating bounce corners that would alert the radar. Additionally, this extra fuel grants them the ability to loiter over the target for 30 minutes longer than any other stealth fighter, waiting for the exact moment the enemy makes a mistake to attack. Thanks to this year they have been able to perform long-range missions, flying more than 2,000 kilometers to monitor strategic points without being detected and without needing a tanker plane to accompany them, which would be like going to a spy party with a marching band behind you. This autonomy is what allows them to strike anywhere in the Middle East in a matter of minutes. Now that they can reach far, they need to see absolutely everything. And when I say everything, it is literally everything. Number 6. The helmet improved by Elbit Systems. The helmet used by an Adir pilot is a $1 million piece of engineering, but the Israeli version has tricks the gringos don't have. Developed by the company Elbit Systems, this helmet allows the pilot to see through the fuselage of the plane. The big difference lies in zero latency and ground data integration. While the original helmet focuses on the air, the Israeli modification allows the pilot to receive real-time video from drones or sniper sites on the ground, projecting the location of enemies hidden inside buildings directly onto their holographic visor, something vital for asymmetric urban warfare. If the pilot looks down, he does not see the floor of the cockpit, but rather he sees the terrain underneath thanks to a 360-degree camera system. This completely eliminates blind spots, allowing the pilot to track threats moving beneath him without having to bank the plane to see them. In this 2026, they have added an artificial intelligence function that automatically marks enemy missiles coming towards them, giving the pilot the exact time to release countermeasures. It is basically having superpowers in the middle of a rain of fire. But now tell me one thing. Do you think with this level of technology, any country would dare to face these planes face to face right now? Leave your answer in the comments because I am reading you. And let's continue because this does not end here. The spots that are missing are even more shocking. Number 5. Python 5 missiles. Israel does not play games when it comes to defending its airspace, and that is why they did not settle for the missiles that came from the factory in the contract with the United States. They adapted the Adir to carry the Python 5, which is possibly the most feared short-range missile on the planet in this 2026. We are talking about a projectile that does not need the plane to be pointing directly at the enemy to be fired. Thanks to the aiming system integrated into the helmet, the pilot only has to look at the target, even if it is behind him or to the sides, and pull the trigger. The missile shoots out with an acceleration that reaches G-force levels that would disintegrate any human pilot, performing U-turns that seem impossible. What makes it crazy this year is its 5th-generation infrared image seeker, which can distinguish between distraction flares and the real heat of an enemy plane's engine. In the recent interceptions of February, these missiles have demonstrated 100% effectiveness against high-speed drones. And pay attention to what follows because firing is easy, but keeping these beasts in the air without rest is the true logistical challenge. Number 4. Proprietary industrial maintenance. This point is what truly separates the men from the boys in modern warfare. Imagine you have the most advanced plane in the world, but if a special screw breaks or the engine fails, you have to wait 3 weeks for a team to arrive from the United States to fix it. That is what happens to almost all countries in the F-35 program, but not Israel. They negotiated being the only country with its own industrial-level maintenance center in its territory. This means they have the capacity to gut the Pratt & Whitney F-135 engine completely, analyze every piece with laser scanners, and reassemble it in record time. In this 2026, this center has allowed the Israeli fleet to maintain a frenetic pace of operations, performing multiple sorties a day for every plane without material fatigue being a problem. Number 3. Combat Neural Network. We reach the podium with the reason that makes the Adir the conductor of an orchestra of mass destruction. The Israeli F-35 does not fly alone. It flies connected to a combat neural network that links the entire defense force. In the attack missions executed this year, the plane has functioned like a giant sensor flying at 15,000 meters high, collecting gigabytes of information per second. The amazing thing is that the pilot does not have to warn by radio what he is seeing. Israel's own software translates that data and sends it automatically to Merkava tanks on the ground, artillery batteries and ships in the Mediterranean. The Adir is the eye of God that marks the enemy's cards, allowing coordinated attacks where the opponent is hit from 5 different directions at the same time. But don't go anywhere. What follows you won't be able to believe. Number 2. Spice Smart Bombs. Here we have the bombs of the Spice family. These are not simple explosives that fall by gravity. They are smart projectiles that use image recognition to know exactly where to hit. They can go through meters of reinforced concrete to destroy secret bunkers. The incredible thing is that this year they have proven they can operate even when GPS is being blocked by the enemy, because the bomb sees the terrain and guides itself to the target. It is an impact technology that has left generals from other countries scratching their heads. Additionally, the Spice 250 ER variant has changed the rules of the game by allowing a single F-35 to carry 4 of these munitions on each hardpoint, turning the plane into a one-man attack swarm. These bombs do not just fall, they glide for more than 100 kilometers and use artificial intelligence to compare what their cameras see with an internal database of targets. If the building they must destroy has been camouflaged or modified, the bomb recognizes it by its thermal structure and adjusts its trajectory in the last second, guaranteeing total destruction without the need for human intervention. But all this technology is useless without the most important factor of all. Number 1. Real combat experience. The number 1 reason why Israel is ahead is that they are using these planes in real wars, not in drills. While United States pilots train in controlled environments, Adir pilots are dodging real missiles and destroying strategic targets every week. This year, 2026, That accumulated experience has allowed the development of flight tactics that are not in any manual. The fear they impose on the enemy is real because they know the plane has already been tested in the fire of battle and has never failed. That would be all. After seeing these 10 spots, the question is serious. Do you believe this plane is truly invincible, or is it just a matter of time before someone finds its weakness? Leave your answer in the comments right now. If you like this script loaded with real data, subscribe, activate the bell, and leave your good like to keep bringing impactful stories. See you.